We were neighbors back in India. Yeah, we went to the same school. No, she's actually my
You filming?
Yes, that's right. My wife has gotten very confused. Next week is that St. Mary's, I think. They're all turning one. They're all starting to go to work. My friend named Jeanette, she has lived one. This week was big man lived in Melbourne. So she and her son said, like, what happened to her one night? 3 years, 3 days.
Sorry, buddy.
Andrew, keeping you busy, mate.
If I could just ask if you could all just be seated for a few minutes. I suppose this is the opportunity where we do get that opportunity to say a few words to Nathan and to say thank you. I did say earlier I was going to say congratulations, but a bit nervous after the whole week. But I've already had that conversation. So first of all, who am I? My name's Fr Robinson, and I've been, I suppose, liturgy coordinator of St Elizabeth's Parish for about the past 15 or so, even longer, years. I also taught here when Nathan first came to St Elizabeth's, well, Nathan and Rebecca, and when Lynda and Leon moved into the parish. So I suppose I have watched Nathan grow from about the grade 2, 3, 4-year-old to the person that he is now. So the other night, Nathan first of all rang me. I don't know if you knew this. Nathan rang me to ask me if I'd do the first reading, and of course I said, oh yes, no problems. I put down the phone and the phone rang, and Leon, and I can't see him now, he's up the back, Leon rang me and he said, oh, would you mind saying a few words? And I said, okay, and I thought, I wondered if they'd talk together. But I said, no. I said, yes, of course, I'd love to say a few words. Then, as I got off the phone and thought about it the next day, I thought I might ring him back and actually say, no, I've changed my mind. Because I was wondering just what are the words to say at this very special celebration. I'm sure, Nathan, that over these past few days, many people, and I've been included, have come up to you in a way to say congratulations to you. And yes, as this is your parish community, we also want this opportunity to say congratulations. And I'm consciously using that word. But I think we also want to say so much more. And it's finding the right words to truly express what this celebration means to us. So I hope in some way I have been able to capture it, because I know there are a lot of the parishioners here, and I'm sure we all in our own way would want to have this opportunity. In saying congratulations to you, we also of course congratulate your mum and dad, Lynda and Leon, and Rebecca, because in so many ways they have been with you and they have supported you and they have shared the journey that has brought you to this place, to the person you are now, and to the person you are becoming as a newly ordained priest, called to be of service to the Archdiocese of Melbourne. I also believe that in many ways we want to say thank you. Thank you for inviting us to be part of this celebration with you and your family. Thank you, Nathan, for it does give us a reason as a parish community to pause, to reflect on how we have watched you grow from a young school student who would normally be there as altar server on a Saturday evening mass to who you are now, and how your commitment to responding to God's call to be of service has sustained you and brought you to this point of your ordination. I don't think I was ever actually your classroom teacher, no. But I do remember that as religious education coordinator, I grew to rely on you being ready, willing to serve at any school or parish mass, and that this continued even after you left St E's and moved into secondary school at Nazareth. In many ways, I think I took your service for granted. I knew you would just be there. I know I came to rely on you for those extra special ceremonies, particularly confirmation, and yes, particularly when we had Bishop Elliot coming along as celebrant. He made us all a little bit nervous. So it would be that quick phone call to Leon or to Lynda or the catch up at Mass, and I'd say, is Nathan going to be right to serve a confirmation? And then I would breathe a sigh of relief, concentrate on the things I had to do, and know that all would be well. I knew that Nathan would be there. He would organise the other service on the day. As liturgy coordinator, moving out of the school and into parish, I came to rely on your support and your presence at the key Holy Week ceremonies, either as server or many times as reader. It was a great arrangement, as I knew that if I had Nathan there, that Mum and Dad and also Rebecca would be there as well, and I could call on them to support in so many different ways and in so many different ministries. I think Rebecca managed to get the Easter Vigil Genesis reading for about 4 or 5 years in a row. She just about knew it backwards. But from my perception, it was during your time at Nazareth, as you continued to support the parish, even though I know that you were challenged by other students who questioned, who couldn't understand your continuing commitment to the ministry, that I first started to wonder about where you were going with this, your strong sense of connection to parish and to community. It was over those years that I became your sense of wanting to know and understand the structure and the flow of the ritual that is our liturgy. Often we talk before Mass or we talk after Mass as to understanding that part of liturgy. You had a great sense of ritual, and I think we saw that in evidence today at the Mass we have just shared. And so again, on behalf of the parish community, I thank you for your faithfulness and your sense of commitment to our parish community. Often it's the small things that you remember. And I do remember in your last year at Nazareth as liturgy captain, you rang me on the Monday at school before Ash Wednesday, wanting to know if I could give you some ashes so that Nazareth would have some ashes for Wednesday. I know I ran around looking for a jar or a container, and then I had to, of course, make sure that I had enough ashes for St Elizabeth's, enough ashes for the parish, and Nathan was coming up to call in on his way home to school to pick up some ashes for Nazareth. So it was all those things that you took it upon yourself to step into that space. It all worked out. It was also in your last year, and I'm not sure again if you remember, that you contributed your own reflections in the Nazareth newsletter. I remember you wrote a beautiful response to the celebration of the Easter Vigil, giving your understanding of the power of the resurrection. I rang you to ask your permission to put that in the St Elizabeth's newsletter, because I really thought it really spoke to what our Easter Vigil had been about. I kept a copy of it when I left St. E's, and I did go looking for it, but I can't find it, I'm sorry. But I did find another reflection that you shared in the Nazareth newsletter in September 2006. You're looking a bit worried. I won't read it all, as it was a full page, and it was simply called Reflection. But it actually, when I did read it, and I looked at today's first reading, there was very much a strong connection between what Nathan wrote in 2006 and the reading we heard today from the Book of Wisdom. It simply said, "You are my children, and I have loved you from the beginning. I nursed and fed you with wisdom and love. I taught you our ancient traditions from birth till now. You know you are my sons and daughters, and nothing you could ever do would stop my love for you, for you are my children." He wrote that back in 2006. I have got the whole copy of it, which I'll give to your mum at some stage, okay? And so, as a parish community, we come here today to say thank you. We come here today to celebrate with you and your wonderful family, and to give thanks for all that you have shared with us in your journey to this time of your ordination. I just want to say that as you move into your own parish community and get to know them and they get to know you, we as a community will continue to be here for you, and we will welcome the stories of your different experiences that we hear from Mum and Dad, okay? And we will continue to keep you in our prayers. I know today's readings in a particular way focused on wisdom, but in closing I just want to refer to one verse from Mark's Gospel, chapter 6. And you're starting to think, Mark's Gospel, chapter 6, what is it? Okay. So, Mark chapter 6, verse 34. As he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. And so, Nathan, our prayer for you is that you will always be that compassionate voice and presence of the risen Lord in the midst of the communities to which you are called and the communities to which you are sent. And I thank you on behalf of our parish community.
No, you're next.
You go. Thank you, Kate. It's lovely. I'll try not to cry, and there's a box of tissue somewhere around here. Firstly, I would like to thank Archbishop Peter and the Archdiocese of Melbourne for a truly blessed ordination mass yesterday. We were Melbourne Catholics at our finest. The cathedral was packed and energised, and it was a true celebration for all of us. I'd like to say a big thank you to Father Brendan Lane, Fr Denis Stanley, and the rectors of Corpus Christi College for their guidance, support through the 7 years. Father Brendan vested Nathan yesterday, and Father Dennis gave us an inspiring homily at today's Mass. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank Diane Kerin, who keeps everything and everyone running smoothly with her calming influence. Jeff Blue, for feeding the multitudes of seminarians and me on raffle days, and the supportive formators and staff of Corpus Christi Seminary College for their tireless dedication to their seminarians. A big thank you to the faithful parishes of St Elizabeth's, St Clair's, St Francis Xavier, St Mary's and St Ephrem's, who have opened their hearts and their souls to Nathan and helped him prepare for his
journey into the priesthood. Nathan's grandparents, who have provided love and support always. My mum bought Nathan his first cassock, and every Christmas he was told that he could leave the seminary at any time. There was no pressure. As she bought the cassock, there was no ties. Nana Gwen, who's been practicing without her walker in order to take up the offertory today, which is pretty amazing at 95. I've shared many trips with Nathan, especially a cruise around the Mediterranean and Rome, where he told her that he was going to the seminary on the Spanish Steps. And Rebecca, for keeping Nathan grounded at all times, as sisters do. They have a very close relationship, but her favourite questions were, when is he coming home? And more importantly, when's he going back? As she enjoyed having the TV in the bathroom to herself. A big thank you and all our love to our family and friends near and far for their constant love and support, and for letting Nathan just be Nathan. Nephew, cousin and friend. And a huge thank you to Nathan's godparents, who are our family and our friends, who've been shining lights in his life. They have touched our lives with love, support and guidance in their gentle, caring ways. They are always just a phone call or a text away for anything, anytime and any place. Thank you, Wendy and Giles. And Wendy made this beautiful cake for Nathan. And a huge thank you, everyone. In life, it's not how much you have, but who you have. And we are very blessed to have all of you.
Now I get to finish off the speech. So there are some big thank yous. This day doesn't happen just by itself. There are a lot of people within our community that have helped us with the setup of the hall, with the church and things like that. So I would like to in particular thank Rena and Zaher and Sharon for the flowers, the magnificent flowers in the church. They spent all day on Saturday setting up the flowers and things like that. So a big thank you for them. Your friendship and your support is greatly appreciated. To some of their better halves there, you've got Greg and you've got Clive, who helped set up all the tables and things here with me on Friday night. So thank you very much for them. You're over here.
Yes.
So thank you very much for your help to set up the things like that. So it has been a few weeks of organisation, and comes down to one last day and then 4 hours, and then it's here and then clean up. So feel free to stay if you like. Also, a couple of other thank yous. One is for the seminarians. Some of the brothers are here. You'll see Stephen chasing Nathan around, trying to push him to actually get to the right place at the right time, which is a big thing. Thank you very much, Stephen, for trying. I know you're not succeeding, but thank you for trying. So if you have not got a holy card for his first mass, see Stephen. He's the one in the white, okay? Black collar, white shirt, okay? So thank you, Stephen, for your assistance there. And Paul sitting at the side of him, there he is, yeah. Paul sitting at the side of him for officiating at his mass, as well as for trying to get him to the right place at the right time as well. It takes more than two things, so we need some more backup. James, who is also one of his deacons at the Mass, I'd like to thank James. He has been a close friend of Nathan's and our families for the last 7 years, and I treat him as a son, so thank you, James. Who else have we got? Okay, Father Tad and Christine. I know Christine had to leave. Father Tad, thank you very much to the parish community and the school community who have assisted us in getting Nathan to this place 7 years in the running. So thank you very much for your support, your prayers and your guidance and help to them. So the parish community here in St. Elizabeth's has been a key to our faith. When we chose to live in Dandenong, it was part of the school. We had a close school, we had a secondary school here, as well as the local community here, the multiculturalism, everything that is within this area here basically inspired us to actually find this place. So we are very happy to call this home. So thank you very much for that. Who else have we got? Everyone on the list is here, I think, that we've got here. And finally, the people who fed you, Sandy and David and their staff, thank you very much for the catering. Yes, it was a big change in numbers and a last minute change, and you came to the party, I suppose, and got all the catering done in a very short time. So thank you very much for all your support and all your help in this last minute put together of this event. So thank you very much. Now I'll hand over to Nathan before this becomes a homily, and he can start with his next one. I will try to reduce it.
And now I can say the same thing. Wow. I've been caught up over the last few days, sort of stopping every so often, as Stephen's gotten probably used to, as Joseph's gotten used to as well, who is also assisting me with sort of stopping, going, oh my goodness, this is the first time I'm doing this as a priest. I'm about to celebrate Mass as a priest. I'm about to do this as a priest. And the amount of wonder that sort of comes with that sort of overwhelms me. And then you have me at the cathedral blowing about 1 kilo of snot into a handkerchief as I'm sobbing, and everyone's sort of looking at you going, oh, okay, come on. A lot of people do have to be thanked. I echo my parents' thanks. I'm aware I can have a tendency to be verbose, so I'm going to try and keep this very quick. Particularly from the seminary community, the Rector, Fr Denis Stanley, the Vice-Rector, Father Cameron Forbes, the formators, the staff who work there, but particularly my brother seminarians who have been a constant source of joy and frustration over the last 7 years. What you saw today, those servers and the wonderful guidance that I received from Dean Taberto, who was assisting me. I've been primarily formed, yes, by God, but also through all the people who I've interacted with, my brother seminarians particularly. I have a great love for the seminary and for the seminary community, and I try to encourage you all to pray for them, to support them however you can. It's a very interesting and great time to become a priest, isn't it? So we have 50 young men who are willing to lay down their lives, not just for God and for their own reasons, but for their parish communities who have formed them, because they've come to love God and to love the church. And by the church, I don't mean the bishops and the structures, I mean the people of God. I mean each and every person who makes up that body of Christ. They have a love for them, they love you very much. So I ask you to take care of them and to pray for them particularly. You can do that? Yes? Good. A lot of this, another two people who really should be thanked in conjunction with everyone else are my two very loving, very hard-working parents. The only reason I could prepare for ordination the way I did, calmly, prayerfully, reflectively, was because they took upon themselves to do all the other work. And it was a lot. Not only responding to RSVPs throughout the course of the day and then at night and the program going off, to making decorations as you see them on the table, to organising biscuits and tea and coffee and things for the reception after the ordination, to making sure that I had everything that I needed, to running around and reminding me to take a break, to always being willing to take on something extra. My parents have worked themselves to the bone, getting everything ready, and in it I have seen how much they love me, how much they love the church, how much they love this community, how much they love the seminary, how much they love, and how much I have learned to love from them. So if you would all kindly please give my beloved parents I will never know the full extent of absolutely everything that they have done, because they just do it and move on to the next thing. I'd like to thank all of you present. Thank you for coming here, to celebrating this with me, and for everything you have done informing me. Whether you put together the beautiful flowers like Rena did, whether you helped me set up the church, whether you gave me a pat on the back as I was trying to keep going yesterday and today. For everything, thank you. My sister particularly, who has indeed kept me grounded, that's what we're calling it, who's always given me a very honest, a bit too blunt reality check at times, who's always made sure that I stay, in her words, normal, and always been willing to help me to relax and to remember who I am. So to Beck, thank you very much. To my grandparents, to my aunts and uncles, to everyone I've called an aunt and uncle, because that circle just keeps expanding, to all my cousins, to their children, to everyone here, thank you so much for everything that you have done. To God be all the glory, and may He continue to bless each and every one of you. Amen.
The second homily for the day. All right, I'm going to get Nathan to go up to the top of the stairs so that he can cut the cake, and I'm going to invite Michael, who is going to do the toast. I call this a celebration, so congratulations or anything. So go ahead, Michael.
Alright, first on one note, let me just remind everyone, if you get a reminder card from spectators saying you need to get your glasses rechecked, do that, because you never know when you're going to get called up to read 0.5 font of a psalm. One thing I wanted to say to everybody is thank you, and look how amazing this is. Everyone's here to celebrate the success and love of Nathan. And what Nathan is what you get. He's such a beautiful, kind, loving person, from a child to the man that he is now. And we're all so proud of you, and we're proud of you from your families, the Burke, the Rawlins. I think everyone in this room has given you love, and this is the success that we're seeing today. So one thing I did learn yesterday at seminary was that you have this toast there. It's called "For He's a Jolly Good Father." So we might do the toast to that today, and we'll start off with "For He's a Jolly Good Father, for He's a Jolly Good Father, for He's a Jolly Good Father." And also say all of us. Hooray! Because I don't want to sing anymore. So, here you go, Nathan. Congratulations, and we love you. I don't know, Wendy, which side of the cake do you prefer? Left or right? The bottom, okay, the bottom. The bar is open, everyone. Help yourself. Cheers. Yeah.